Okay, so good evening. As per the BP memo, number 4, nire-require na mag-online class na lang or actually suggested na mag-online class asynchronous ang mga instructor because of the continuous na cancellation ng klase and projected pa din na gano'n yung magiging weather. So, mataas yung likelihood na may cancellation ulit ng classes. Therefore, we will conduct our online asynchronous meetings for this week. So, this week is enough naman na para ma-cover yung majority or even the whole ng topics natin for the midterms. So, simple lang naman 'to, dalawang topic lang naman siya. It is normal shockwave and the oblique shockwaves. So, without further ado, let's start with our lecture 5, which is the normal shockwave. So, for our normal shockwave, we will first introduce the Mach number regimes and shockwave. So, I assume everybody is ready. So for subsonic, alam na natin 'to. Subsonic is Mach number less than 1. Sonic is Mach is equal to 1. And for supersonic, those are Mach numbers greater than 1. So for a subsonic flow, the Mach number is less than 1 at every point. So subsonic flows are characterized by smooth streamlines as there's no discontinuity in the slope. So conserve yung flow dito, yung streamlines. Walang discontinuity. It is continuous. Ngayon, flow velocity is less than the speed of sound. Therefore, disturbances in the flow can propagate both upstream and downstream. So, nakakalat siya. Kaya nga yung streamlines natin is lines. Can be visualized into lines, which means kaya niyang pumunta hanggang dulo without that much of a loss. Nineneglect natin yon. So ngayon, if the flow velocity increases above the pre-stream value, and if m is close enough to 1, the local Mach number may be supersonic in certain regions of the flow. That's why Mach is less than 0.8 for subsonic flow over cylinder bodies, at kapag mas makapal, it must be even lower to ensure totally subsonic flow. So tandaan natin dito, itong dalawang statement na 'to, ang gusto kasi natin mangyari sa subsonic flow, lahat ng points ay subsonic. Kapag meron kang pre-stream value na close to 1, ang mangyayari doon sa airfoil mo, so kung ito ay approximately, let's say, 0.82, pagdating dito, there's a possibility of this having m equals 1.2. Bakit? Ito yung concept natin sa pressure and velocity. And ito ay paulit-ulit na nating na-explain. Saan? Sa prelim. So, ano meron? The Mach or the critical Mach number concept. So, iniiwasan natin to. We must ensure that the body is totally subsonic by making sure that m is less than 0.8 or less than, even lower than 0.8 para sa blunt bodies. So, ito yon. Dapat yung free stream for a totally subsonic flow must be less than 8. Ngayon, ano yung tinutukoy natin kanina na nagkakaroon ng pockets of supersonic region? It is the transonic flow. So it has pockets of supersonic flow over both surfaces of the airfoil. Ngayon, this is terminated by a weak shock wave behind, which becomes subsonic again. So, ang sabi, meron daw dong pocket ng supersonic flow. So, ganito yan mangyayari mamaya. So, itong symbol na to, tas ito yung surface, this represents a normal shock wave. Kuha yan? Oops, nahulog. Hello. So, dito, meron kang pocket of supersonic flow. And pagdating daw dito sa likod, this is subsonic again. Bakit kaya? If M is slightly increased above unity, ang unity ay hindi kulay pula o kulay green. Ang unity ay pinagsama-samang or speed of sound. Kung saan, bakit velocity of sound yan? Kasi doon nagdidikit-dikit lahat ng pressure waves. So, at Mach 1, which is at unity, a bow shockwave is formed in front of the body. So, kung ito yung body mo, and ito yung unity, meron kang bow shockwave. Ito yung tinatawag na bow shockwave. Ngayon, sa likod daw nito, is locally subsonic. So, itong area na to ay subsonic. Ngayon, this subsonic flow expands to a low supersonic value over the airfoil. So, while this one is subsonic, ito ay greater than 1, slightly greater than 1. At pag nangyari yan, weak shock waves are usually generated at the trailing edge. Meron ulit shockwave. Ang shockwave may ganito. Ngayon, mostly pati pag shockwave pala, dalawang linya yon. Dalawang linya dapat. Napalaki lang pero pwede natin palitan ng konti. Yan. So ngayon, ang mangyayari, ito ang tinatawag na weak shock sa trailing edge ay fishtail. Kung nasa harap ay bow wave or bow shock wave, itong nasa likod ay fishtail. So, therefore, for the flow to be transonic, ito yung binibigay nating range. It must be greater than 0.8 but less than 1.2. So, ngayon, ito yung visualization niya. As mentioned before, ito ay normal shockwave. Yung ganyang drawing. Ito ay normal shockwave. Ngayon, this is the pocket of supersonic region. Medyo slightly supersonic lang yan. And pagdating sa likod, it is subsonic again. Now, this is for less than 1 but greater than 0.8. But how about increasing the value to up to less than 1.2? Doon na nagpo-form ng bow shock represented by 2 lines. And pagdating dito, nag-i-increase ulit siya ng slightly supersonic. Area sa likod, it is subsonic. And pagdating sa dulo, meron kang trailing edge shock which is ang ating fishtail. So, kuha. Now, ito yung colorized lang which is makikita nyo to sa CAE Oxford Principles of Flight chapter 13 ata or 13-11. Not sure kung 13 or 11 to. But this is supersonic aerodynamics. Para may kulay, para lang mas maganda i-visualize. But the contents are the same. So mag-i-start tayo at slightly higher than 0.8. Nagkakaroon ka ng normal shockwave. And meron kang supersonic flow. Ang nangyayari as you increase, CP goes rearward as velocity or Mach increases. So totoo yan, napupunta sa likod ang CP. Ngayon, pupunta sa likod, pero if you exceed Mach 1, which is unity, Mach 1 is unity because all sound unites. Ang nangyayari, meron kang pockets of subsonic flow dito. Magkakaroon ka ng fishtail. And itong nasa harap na to ay ang iyong bow wave. So, yun yung nangyayari. Nakukuha? So, followed by that is the supersonic flow. Pagdating sa supersonic flow, Mach number is greater than 1 at every point. Walang pockets, walang transition. Dapat lahat sa supersonic flow, lahat ay supersonic. So supersonic flows have shock waves across which the flow properties and streamlines change discontinuously. What do we mean by that? Simply adiabatic. not isentropic, because discontinuously means not reversible. Once na merong chemical reactions, there's nothing you can do. You cannot go back to how it is before. So, ngayon, anong ginagamit natin for supersonic flow? Alam niyo na to, by this point, sharp wedge ang ginagamit natin, particularly diamond airfoil. So, ganyan siya. Now, ano nangyayari? Kapag sharp-nosed wedge ang ginamit mo, the flow remains supersonic behind the shock. So, ang shock wave represented by two lines. Ngayon, also shown are distinct expansion wave. So, may expansion wave din daw dito. Which are common in supersonic flow. So, ngayon, balikan natin to mamaya. Ito ang wedge angle. So, sulat natin dito. If a wedge angle is made large enough, so palakihin natin. Gawin natin ganyan, gawing OA. So, from here na oblique shock wave, excuse me, ang nangyayari, it will detach of the tip from the tip of the web and form a strong curved bow. Shock wave ahead the wedge with a substantial region of subsonic flow. So katulad nung kanina na meron kang bow wave dito, yung nasa likod niyan, subsonic to. So totally supersonic flow is destroyed if the wedge angle is too large for a given Mach number. So the value of the theta or the wedge angle which it occurs increases as m increases above sonic speeds. Therefore, ang kailangan natin, kung kumakapal pala ay nagkakaroon ng strong shock wave, ang gusto nating mangyari, infinitesimal small. Gusto natin mas manipis. Yan. Gusto natin mas manipis yan. Para mahawakan natin yung totally supersonic flow. So, ang gusto natin dyan, mas manipis na diamond airfoil. So, ganito siya. Pwede niyang buuin. Tapos dito, may shockwave din dyan. So, mag-i-start ka at greater than 1.2 kasi kapag 1.2 or less than, transonic yung mangyayari. So, kapag tumawid ng shockwave, it is greater than Mach 1 pa din. And pag expansion fan, so magkakaroon din ng ibang changes dito sa velocity, sa flow velocity mo. Sometimes, expansion wave can be also called as expansion fans. Why? Kasi para siyang pamaypay na, alam niyo yung pang high school nun, mga public school, common to. And even sa ibang schools meron din naman ito, but ito, yung gantong pamaypay, na natatanggal to. So, may possibility na nakaganyan yan. So, naputol na yung pinagkakabitan nito. So, yun yung reason kung ba't siya tinatawag na expansion fans minsan. So, next, the hypersonic flow, which is very high subsonic, supersonic rather, speeds. As m increases above 1, the shock wave moves closer to the body surface. So, ang sabi, kapag habang bumibilis lalo, dumidikit daw siya dun sa body. Nakaganyan na. Ngayon, the strength of the shock wave increases leading to higher temperatures in the region between the shock and the body. So, umiinit. Ito. If M is sufficiently large, ibig sabihin sobrang bilis, the shock layers becomes very thin and the interactions might occur. Anong klaseng interaction? Chemical reactions. Anong meron kapag may chemical reactions? Most of the time, nagkukurode or nasusunog yung mga certain components na masyado nang mabilis because of friction and chemical reaction. So, napaka-evident niyan. That's why important ang materials configuration pagdating sa aircraft design. So, mga good to know, good to consider, summarized na. Effect of altitude to speed of sound. So we know that as altitude increases, temperature decreases, and since A is equal to the square root ng KRT, therefore, speed of sound also decreases. Next, ito lang yung visualize niya kung ano nangyayari. Lapse rate, syempre palababa siya until maging constant sa stratosphere. Yan ang speed of sound. So critical Mach number, alam na din. This is the critical Mach number, the free stream Mach number at which local velocity first reaches Mach. So kahit na umabot ka lang ng 0.8, there's a possibility na mag Mach 1 na yung airfoil mo. Past the critical Mach number, airfoil will experience a small region of supersonic flow on the upper surface terminated by a weak shock wave. So, may shock wave dyan, normal. So, mabagal to. So, dapat, thinner sections have higher MCR. Kaya nga, ang supersonic aircraft ay maninipis ang katawan. Ngayon, ano kaya to? Mamaya makikita nyo kung para saan yan. Bakit yung normal shockwave, which is perpendicular, ay ganyan mag-form? Bakit siya normal yung nag-form? Ba't hindi ibang type ng shockwave? So, mamaya babalikan natin to. So, tandaan din to. As angle of attack increases, the critical Mach number decreases. As thickness to chord increases, critical Mach number decreases din. Ano bakit kaya? Kasi, kapag nag-increase ka ng angle of attack, yung velocity na may experience ng upper surface mo ay mataas din. Kapag nag-increase ka ng thickness to chord ratio, mas mahaba yung distance na matatravel sa taas. Therefore, yung velocity na may experience locally ay mataas din. This sudden surge in velocity sa local airfoil mo or sa local velocity mo, this causes for you to reach Mach 1 faster. So, ang nangyayari, even at lower values ng MCR, marireach mo na to. Which is, mag-stall ka kagad. Kuha. So, critical Mach number is the stall caused by the formation of the shockwave on the upper surface. Kaya, iniiwasan natin mangyari yon. So, yung shockwave kasi na yan, it causes subsonic flow which is less energized, hence, separated airflow. Aside from MCR, we also have MDD, which is the drag divergence Mach number. Sa MCR, nag-i-start, pero sa MDD, lumalala. Ang alin? Yung drag. So, isa-isahin natin ano yung contribution. So, the drag directly associated with the trailing edge shock waves, the separation of the boundary layer, and the bow shock wave above Mach 1.0 ang nagko-contribute dyan. So, paano siya i-visualize? Ganito. If you look closely, the M-crit is around 0.75 lang. Ngayon, kung papansin nyo, doon lang siya nag-start magkaroon ng drag. Pero, pagdating sa drag divergence Mach number, which is greater than the MCR, doon siya nag-grow exponentially. Which ang drag divergence Mach number is masyadong mataas na yung ratio ng drag to lift and velocity na hindi mo na siya mapipikitan. And kung napapansin nyo din, after reaching almost Mach 1, nagbababa na siya gradually. Bakit kaya? Na-overcome mo na kasi yung bow shock. Mas malala ang bow shock wave. Mas manageable ang oblique shock wave. So, iwasan natin to. Which mangyayari to sa Mach equals 1.0. Iwasan yan. So, summary, pag thin airfoil gamitin para mag-increase ng MCR. Kapag supercritical airfoils naman gagamitin para sa MDD. Kasi anong purpose nito? To delay the onset of drag and separation. Now, alam kong gutom na ang lahat, but this is not buffet, this is buffet. Ano meron sa Buffett? It is a vibration of aircraft caused by turbulent airflow over the surface of the airplane. It is repetitive, paulit-ulit, but not cyclic or harmonic. Ang ganda pakinggan ng cyclic or harmonic. Pero pag stress ang pinag-uusapan, hindi na. Take for example, electric fan, yan, stand fan, tapos patak ng ulan. Ngayon, yung tunog ng electric fan, lalo na kung cliff fan to, ay nakakainis. Kasi yung frequency niya ay predictable. So paulit-ulit yung tunog na kahit mahina, hindi mo siya ma-ignore. Meron siyang buzzing or hum na sounds na nakakainis sa tenga. Unlike with rain, yan ay paulit-ulit ang patak ng ulan hanggat hindi natatapos. Pero yung tunog niya, hindi siya cyclic or harmonic. It is random. So maganda siya pakinggan, ginagawa pa siyang pampaantok ng iba, including me. So hindi ganoon ka stressful ang Buffett sa aircraft. So ano ba ang Buffett? Kapag yung wings mo ay naka-experience ng shockwave, magkakaroon ka ng separated airflow. And this airflow, natatama dun sa surface mo, is what we call as the buffet or the buffeting. So, yan yung iniiwasan natin. But, hindi siya ganun ka-dangerous. Naiiwasan siya through good design, pero kung hindi man, hindi naman siya ganun ka-dangerous. Unlike with flutter. Ang flutter is similar with fluffing ng wings. So it is self-perpetuating. Ibig sabihin, habang tumatagal, lalong lumalala and is cyclic, paulit-ulit. It is a dangerous phenomena which exposes the structure to uneven stresses. So, ganyan yung nangyayari. Now, balikan ulit natin to, the shockwave. At supersonic speeds, tandaan to, there is no upwash or downwash. Anong ibig sabihin kung walang upwash or downwash? Unlike with your subsonic, which is erudite 2, na meron kang CDI is equal to CL squared over pi EAR that takes into account yung inyong downwash. Hindi natin yan consideration sa subsonic, supersonic. But does it make it any easier? No. Hindi tayo magre-rely sa gantong theory, but magre-rely tayo sa thermodynamics. Ito ang big deal ngayon sa midterms. You need the knowledge about thermodynamics para mapadali yung solving natin. So, dito na tayo mag-i-start with our normal shockwave, aside from the introduction. So, normal is perpendicular to the upstream. So, ganito siya represented. Yan, ganyan. Magkahiwalay, ito yung surface. So, this is the normal shockwave. A shockwave can be generated in an entirely different manner when there is no supersonic flow. How? Kapag meron kang supersonic flow that is slowed down to subsonic, nagkakaroon ka ng normal shock. So, bumabalik din siya. So, this means that some compressibility effects will occur before the aircraft as a whole reaches Mach 1.0 as far as we are knowledgeable with the transonic flow. Kahit hindi ka pa tumatakbo ng Mach 1 because of the concept ng critical Mach number, magkaka-experience ka na din ng normal shockwave. So, ito yung theory. Normal shockwaves happen when supersonic flow is abruptly stopped by an obstacle, which ang obstacle is ito, yung airplane, resulting to flow becomes subsonic. So, paano nangyayari dito? Itong theory na to is the Doppler effect. So, kapag stationary yung aircraft, sa lahat ng direction, equal lang yung time to reach that. Ngayon, if you were suddenly about to move or gumalaw ka na, sa direction na kung saan ka papunta, there is a compression of the said sound waves. Kaya nga pansin mo kapag ina-approach ka ng truck or ng kotse, pag nasa gilid ka ng daan, mapapansin mo na habang papalapit sa'yo, mas mabilis yung tunog. Pero kapag papalayo, parang pahina din siya ng pahina or palayo ng palayo yung appearance ng tunog niya. It's because of the Doppler effect. And ang nangyayari dito, as you progress to the speed of sound, yung bilis mo ay kasing bilis na nung sound na pinropagate mo. Therefore, nasa isang lugar sila. This is the unity. Nasa isang lugar, creating something which is pressure. So sa supersonic flow naman, is lumampas na. Kaya nga tinatawag na breaking the sound barrier. Ito yung sound barrier, oh. Lumampas ka na. So ano yung meron dyan? Balikan natin yung kanina. Eto, ang nangyayari doon, kaya meron kang normal shockwave dito. Yan yung unity. Nag-compress kasi yung sounds, yung pressure waves. Therefore, this is the unity. Kuha. So ano nangyayari? Parang ganito yan. Merong nagwewelga. May mga pulis na kabarikada. Tapos, nagra-rush yung mga nagwewelga. Nabunggo. Anong nangyari? Yung velocity nila or yung Mach, bumaba. Kapag nagkabungguan na, nagkagirian na, may pressure na, nagtutulakan na eh. Tapos, dumadami na yung tao or yung density. Tapos, medyo nagkakainitan na, mataas na yung temperature. So, as we approach the Mach number, the shock wave, kapag binunggu mo, Mach decreases, pressure increase, density increase, temperature increases as well. So why is the normal or why is the behavior of the flow properties in a supersonic flow different than what is happening with the flow properties of a standard atmosphere, particularly the subsonic flows? Bakit nga ba? It's because shockwave is a high pressure region, and because of that, because of its higher pressure, gagamitin natin ay adiabatic. Hindi tayo isentropic process, pero hindi nyo dapat kalimutan si isentropic kasi magagamit pa rin natin siya sa ibang portions ng solving. So, dito muna tayo. Let us consider the rectangular control volume ABCD. So, ito, meron tayong shockwave. Yan, yung dalawang linya na yan. Tapos, meron tayong control volume muna. A, B, C, D. Yan yung box na yan, bound tayo ng control region. The shockwave is inside the control volume. So, ang control volume is para siyang local mesh kapag nagsisimulate. Yun lang yung focus muna natin, hindi yung interaction niya with surroundings. So, ano mangyayari? The side AB is the edge view of the left face, which is perpendicular to flow. At yung kabila naman, CD is area AD naman, but sa kabilang side na. So, ito, pangalan natin region 1 at region 2. Itong portion lang na to, region 1, before the wave, and dito, kapag nakalampas na sa wave. Now, in the process of deriving this formula, tandaan nyo it is steady, adiabatic, and no viscous effects. So, ano mangyayari dyan? Ito na siya. Tanong lang, before tayo mag-proceed, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi, this is adiabatic. Pero kung adiabatic siya, bakit temperature, bakit yung temperature is nag-increase? Di ba Mach decrease, pressure increase, density increase, temperature increase. Kung adiabatic, which is not reversible, asan to? Wala siyang heat addition. But if you remember sa formula ng thermodynamics nyo, that formula for Q, which is yung heat, is equal to the change in internal energy plus change in kinetic energy plus change in potential energy. In most cases, this is equal to 0 kasi hindi natin kailangan yung MGH, yung gravity, for aerodynamics. That's why, ang nangyayari, yung kinetic energy mo is nagiging internal energy, which raises the value of the Q. So, yan yun. Kaya, i-compute pa din natin yung changes sa temperature. So, dahil adiabatic yan din, hindi tayo gagamit ng isentropic relations. And ito yung mga i-derive nating formula. We need the mass equation, the momentum equation, and the energy equation. All practicality wise, inabot ako dito noon ng 4 pages. For derivation, hindi ko naman na need ipakita. Hindi naman siya ganun ka-relevant. Na-derive naman na sa inyo yon nung Subso and Eroday 1. So, ang ipapakita ko mamaya dito is yung derivation ng formulas for ating supersonic. Yun na lang. Para din na din humaba. For this one, for this case, you have no bargain. Kailangan talaga siyang memoryahin as is. Pero, huwag niyong memoryahin to ng isang buo. Let's divide it into segments. We have the upper equation, and we have here the lower side of equation. Take note that we write this as k minus 1 palagi. So, imbes na we write this as 2km1 squared minus k plus 1, for simplification, we use minus the binomial k minus 1 instead. So, tandaan to si formula 1 and si formula 2, where formula 1 is equal to m1 squared, the binomial k minus 1, plus 2. And for number 2, it is 2k m1 squared minus the binomial k minus 1. So, later, babalikan natin yan. But before that, examine muna natin. So, ano ulit ang formula? m2 squared is equal to m1 squared times the binomial k minus 1 plus 2 over 2k m1 squared minus the binomial k minus 1. Examine muna natin. It states the Mach number behind the wave, which is m2. Yun ang behind, yun nasa likod. Kung mapapansin nyo, this is only a function of Mach number m1. Bakit kaya? Check natin. So, meron tayong highlighter. Yan. So, K is 1.4. 1, 2, 1.4, 1, 1.4, 2. Ang M na lang ang naiiwan. So, they have some sort of proportionality. So, if M1 is equal to 1 daw, try nyo i-substitute. Ang magiging sagot, M2 is equal to 1. In this case, infinitesimally weak normal shock wave to, defined as the Mach wave. So, masyado siyang mahina pa. Kung tatakbo ka ng M1, wala lang mangyayari. Mananatili lang siyang M1. So, ano dapat? Pansin natin, if yung M1 ay mag-i-increase beyond 1, yung M2, which is directly nasa likod, is magiging less than 1, which is subsonic. Ha? Bakit kaya? What does this support? Ang sabi kanina, if yung shock wave natin ay greater than 1, but not less than, hindi pa siya umabot ng 1.2, yung nasa likod niya, which is M2, is subsonic. So this formula is proven correct conceptually. That's why, as M1 increases above Mach 1, the normal shockwave becomes stronger and the M2 becomes progressively less than 1. So tandaan yung formula. Dahil kailangan natin yan dito. Bang! Dali kayo. So, velocity ratio, which is ratio, ginamit ay Prandtl and A1V1. Density ratio, again, ginamit naman is mass equation. Pressure ratio, again, ginamit ay momentum equation. And temperature ratio, equation of state. Paano yan? Mamaya i-discuss ko paano natin yan mamememorize effectively. Dito muna tayo. Rankine-Huginayo relations. Ano meron to? Ito yung tinatawag nating jump conditions. Bakit jump conditions? We know for a fact that the total temperature at point 1 is equal to the total temperature at point 2 sa normal shock wave. Bakit? Kasi the kinetic energy is converted lang into internal energy. So, it's the same. Walang nawala. Kinonvert mo lang. So, ngayon, TT1 is equal lang din sa TT2. So, either M1 or M2 ilagay mo, the ratio will be equal with each other. Kuha yan. Is this a new formula? No, this is isentropic. It's similar with T0 over T1 is equal to 1 plus K minus 1 over 2 M1 squared. The only difference is itong subscript. Ang preference ko pagdating sa supersonic is isulat lahat into T1 ng total. Kasi meron kang total at 0.1, meron kang total at 0.2, there's a possibility at total at 0.3. Nagkakaiba kasi sila. In this case lang, equal kasi sila. So, walang mangyayari. Equal lang naman. So, ayun, preference-wise, I would like to use T1 instead pag total conditions na. And familiar ba? Kaya yung inyong, tawag dito? The Rayleigh tube equation, meron siyang P02 kasi it is total temperature at 0.2. So, di ba? Kung sinulat mo yung PT2, parang mas madali. But, again, this is just a matter of preference. Magkakaiba naman sila. So, dito tayo sa normal shockwave. So, for a Rankine-Houguinayo jump conditions, yung sum of internal energy and kinetic energy is the same before and after the shock. That's why the total temperature is constant. So, yung baliktaran to, pag may increase sa internal energy, may decrease sa kinetic energy and vice versa. But for this case, sorry to say, the total stagnation pressure is not equal with each other. Bakit? Meron ka ng losses. So, paano ito yung formula for static, for 0.1 and 0.2, which is isentropic lang naman. Pero how can we get this one? So, meron kang PT1 dito at PT2. We can use that. So, PT1 over P1, gusto natin sa taas si PT2. Yan. If we were to multiply this, you can get PT2 over PT1 times P1 over P2. Hindi ito yung kailangan natin kasi ang kailangan natin, ito lang. So, what can we do? Pwede tayo mag-multiply dito ng P2 over P1. Makakancel to. Then we are left with ito. So, anong gagawin natin? So, ang formula pala ay PT2 over P2 over PT1 over P1 times P2 over P1. Anong formula niyan? Ito, pagpalitin natin, so isulat ko lang to sa kabilang side. P2 over P1. So, P2 over P1 is equal to 2K M1 squared minus the binomial K minus 1 over K plus 1 times. Sa ibabaw, PT2 over P2, ito lang, kokopyahin mo. Tapos ito, which is ayan yun. Diba? Nag-share naman sila ng parehas na exponent. So, kahit balikan nyo pa, ito siya. So, ngayon, bakit kailangan adiabatic at hindi isentropic? Nangyayari pa rin to, may naiipit na velocities dyan, which is adiabatically slowed down to 0. Dito na tayo sa good part. Paano natin siya mememoryahin? So, mag-start tayo with our Mach number. No bargain, di ba? Ang sabi ko kanina, we need to memorize this as 1 and 2. So, mark as green. Ngayon, remember, MBP tayo. MBPT. So, paano mangyayari dito? So, ang isunod natin sa M is V. So, ngayon, dahil ito ay velocity, hihiram siya dito sa Mach. Ito ay Mach, ito ay velocity. They are very much related to each other. Therefore, siya yung pahiramin mo nung nasa taas. Then, meron kang bagong equation, which is in color blue, M1 squared times the binomial K plus 1. So, ito equation 1 pa din, but this is equation 3 na. So, next. Mach number is used for compressibility. If it is used for compressibility, therefore, it is used to identify pressure. Hence, pahiramin natin yun nasa ilalim, i-distribute mo sa taas niya. But this time, meron kang K plus 1. Palitan natin na ang kulay. Anong di pa nagagamit? Orange na lang. Yan. So now that you have that, ano kayang gagawin natin dyan? So para mabilis siya ma-memorize, pansinin natin to. Yung nasa ilalim ng velocity ay m1 squared k plus 1 under the velocity. And k plus 1 naman under pressure. Dahil ito ay velocity, it is very related to m1, siya yung may m1 squared. Ganun lang kadali. So meron ka ng 1, 2, 3, tatlong formula, agad. Paano natin kunin si density? Baliktarin mo lang si velocity. Meron ka ng density. How about temperature ratio? From your thermodynamics combined gas law, P1V1 over T1 equals P2V2 over T2. Sorry, this is yan V2. Ngayon, i-rearrange natin. Ang kailangan natin ay T2 over T1. So itong T2 over T1, pag nire-arrange mo, T2 over T1 equals P2 over P2V2 over P1V1. Hence, ito yung makukuha. Ngayon, yung P2 over P1, isulat natin dito. 2K M1 squared minus the binomial K minus 1 over K plus 1. Next, multiply natin ng V2 over V1. We need M1 squared K minus 1 plus 2 over M1 squared K plus 1. If we look closely, K plus 1 may K plus 1, we can rewrite the denominator as M1 squared K plus 1 squared. Kung babalikan natin dito, ayun siya. See, equation of state lang siya. Nakompleto mo siya. Mahirap ba? Hindi. Kailangan mo lang makabisado si M. From M, so we have M, you need D, 1 and 2 equation. Dahil ito ay Mach, ibigay mo sa velocity. Dahil ang Mach ay may relationship sa pressure, ibigay mo sa pressure. Ito ay velocity, that's why meron siyang K plus 1, saka M1 squared. Dahil ito ay pressure, K plus 1 lang. Density, kabaliktaran ng velocity. Temperature ratio, pag-multiply mo lang si pressure and velocity. And that's it. Ganun ba kahirap? Hindi. Huwag nating pahirapan ng sarili. We need to innovate and find ways para maging mas madali sa atin yung pinagagagawa natin. So let's see if it's recording. Yes, it's recording pa din. Konting knowledge check lang. So, ang concept kasi is not limited to multiple choices. Ginagamit siya to help you solve. Para malaman mo, tulad nung kanina dinidiscuss natin, what values do you expect? Should it be greater? Should it be less? So, from there, ma-identify mo na agad na, ay, mali yung ginawa ko kasi tumawid ako ng ng part ng sub 2, pero ang nangyari, tumaas, dapat bumaba. So, from there, malalaman mo kung tama ginagawa mo. So, dito tayo sa una. The shock wave is unattached to the surface and is ahead of the leading edge. Unattached. Tapos ahead. O, edi bow shock wave. Text. If the Mach number upstream of the normal shock is greater than 1, the Mach number downstream is, so yung upstream daw, M upstream is greater than 1. So yung downstream ay ano? It should be less than 1. Bakit? According to sa formula kanina, from the formula, M2 squared is equal to M1 squared K plus K minus 1 plus 2 over 2K M1 squared minus the binomial k minus 1. If M1 continuously increase, M2 continuously decrease than 1. Next, across the shock wave, the static temperature blank while the total temperature blank. So kung hindi alam, mag-isip tayo ng ibang concept, total temperature. Alam natin na total temperature is because of the conversion ng kinetic energy to specific to internal energy. It should be constant. So limited ka na sa B and D. Tanggalin na natin to. Ngayon naalala mo, riot shield. Kapag nabunggo yung Mach, ano nangyayari sa temperature? It increases. So, from there, di ba? Nababawasan yung choices mo. Tumataas yung chance na tumama ka. Next, the Mach number downstream of normal shockwave is downstream daw ng normal. It is always subsonic. Ito yon. Next, normal shockwave are, ulit-ulit tayo, adiabatic. Next, in a subsonic flow, the total pressure that is being measured by a pitot tube is, subsonic tayo, drawing mo, ay subsonic, walang nangyayari. So, ang nami-measure nito ay the free stream total pressure. Ngayon, supersonic na tayo. Kung ito yung pitot tube, may shockwave dyan. O, edi ano, nasusukat mo. Hindi na yung free stream. Yung nandito na sa likod ng shockwave. Next. Ito, isa sa mga ayaw, even me, na mga tanong kapag ganito yung choices. Ang dami. Pero isa-isahin natin. As air flows through a shockwave, static pressure, lahat yan, static pressure. So doon muna, putulin muna natin doon. Ano nangyari sa static pressure? Kapag nabunggo ka, yung Mach, si static pressure ay tumataas. So tanggalin na natin itong dalawa. Ngayon, density decrease daw. Ay, mali. Ang alam mo, density increase. Eh, tanggal na to. O, naiwan na to. I-confirm na lang natin. Alam ko temperature increase. Ayun. Huwag mong basahin siya ng isang buo. Kapag pare-parehas lang or magkakamuka, bawasan mo muna yung unang segment lang. Next. At speeds above the critical Mach number, the lift coefficient will, ano nangyayari kapag nag-increase ng critical Mach? Eh di nag-i-stall, tumataas ang drag, therefore yung lift ay nababawasan na. Next, the airflow behind normal shockwave will, ano yun nasa likod ng normal shockwave? So, always be subsonic, always be supersonic, always be subsonic, maybe subsonic, or always be subsonic. Ito napasobra lang. Pero to check natin, maybe subsonic, hindi sure yung sagot. Malabo. Dito tayo. Ang sabi, always subsonic and always supersonic. Same direction, same direction. In most cases, most likely, andito yan. So, assuming na hindi natin alam. So, nagsosolve kayo, nagpa-process of elimination. Ngayon, pagdating dito, always subsonic, may katulad. Pero ang sabi, deflected from the direction of the original. So, sabi dito, same direction, dito may deflection. So, dito, red flag na to sa akin. Kasi, bakit? Ito ay may chance na opposite siya dito. Pero alam natin na sa normal shockwave ay continuous. Continuous siya. Therefore, walang changes yan. So, anong gagawin natin? Ang gagawin natin, dito ka na lang nakatingin. Tapos, pwede ko itong gamitin na clue. Ay, subsonic. Mali lang to. So, ito yung sagot ko. Always be subsonic and in the same direction. Di ba? That's if hindi mo alam. Pero kung alam mo na always subsonic siya, malilimit ka na lang dito. So, Diba? May mga nakatago, pero kayang-kayang sagutan. So, that's it for conceptual. Review lang tayo. But dito na tayo sa practice problems. And how do we solve this? So, ngayon ang tanong, the velocity is given and the temperature. What is the Mach number behind the shock? Mach number behind, hindi M2 yan. Is equal to M1 squared over K minus 1 plus 2 over 2K M1 squared minus the binomial K minus 1. Substitute mo lang yung values. Asan si M1? M1 is equal to V over the square root ng KRT. Asan si V? Ayun. Asan si K? Ayun. R? Ayun. T? Ayun. So, kompleto na. Akyat ka na. Kompleto na. Tapos na. So, bakit hindi ko ulit dinidiscuss paano i-solve yung mismong exact value. Kasi pagdating sa exam, hindi ako naglalagay ng exact value. So, ang importante sa akin is magets nyo yung process. Kasi pag kumpleto nyo na yung process, regardless kung anong value ang input nyo, tama ang magiging sagot given na tama ang process nyo. So, kuha yun. Process-wise, marami kayong masasagutan. Next, consider a normal shock wave with an upstream pressure, density, and temperature. If the upstream Mach number is 2.6, what are the downstream pressure, density, and temperature? Iba naman ang tinatanong. Ang kailangan ay downstream pressure, density, and temperature. Pero paano natin makukuha yon? So, downstream pressure muna tayo. P2 over P1 is equal to i-recall natin. Si P2 over P1 ay hihiram sa ilalim ni Mach number. So, 2K M1 squared minus the binomial K minus 1. Dahil ito ay pressure, walang M1 squared. Next, density. Si density ay reciprocal ni velocity. So, density 2 over density 1. Balik rin lang natin. Then, reciprocal ng velocity. Hiramin natin yung nasa taas ni Mach number. So, M1 squared times K minus 1 plus 2 over M1 squared K plus 1 plus temperature. Paano si temperature? P1 P2 over P1 times V2 over V1. So, ito yung P1, P2, P1. Dahil meron kang density, o ito yung gawin mo, pwede din tong maging P2 over P1 times 1 over density 2 over density 1. Kasi makukuha mo na yung sagot most likely eh. So, ilagay mo na lang ganyan. Naka-store na siya sa calculator. Palitan mo lang yung K ng 1.39. Yung M is given naman na. Tapos, meron kang upstream. So, ang gagawin mo, pag nakuha mo yung ratio, i-multiply mo lang tong P1, ilagay mo doon, makukuha mo na si P2. So, ang hinahanap dito ay P2, density 2, saka temperature 2. That's it. Tapos na. Diba? Simple lang. Kailangan lang si formula. Next. Consider a normal shock wave where upstream Mach number is 1.3. Ang upstream is 0.1 yan. Tandaan. Upstream, nasa taas, downstream. Ang waterfalls ay nangmumula sa taas pababa. So, upstream ay 1, down 2. So, ang hinahanap dito ay pressure, density, and temperature across the shock. Kung across, lumampas. Ibig sabihin, P2, Rho 2, and T1. T2, sorry. But, meron tayong hindi binasa. Ratio ang sinabi. Okay. Kung ratio, P2 over P1, T2 over T1, Rho 2 over Rho 1. Enough na yan. Kailangan mo lang ulit isulat si formula. Where ang formula nito ay dependent lang sa K at sa M. Kailangan mo lang masulat yung formula nito, kunin mo tong M, kunin mo tong K, then you are good to go. Next, the velocity and temperature in front of a normal shock wave are 2000 ms and 500 Kelvin. So, what is the Mach number behind the shock? Oh, Mach number behind the shock is M2. M2 squared is equal to M1 squared, K minus 1 plus 2 over 2K M1 squared minus K minus 1. Meron kang velocity. O, di si Mach wala. Pero si velocity meron. Meron ka ding K, meron kang R, meron kang T. Tapos na. Next, consider a normal shock wave. Ang hinahanap ay, so ito katulad lang din ng problem 2. Calculate the velocity, temperature, pressure, and density downstream. Downstream is V2, T2, P2, ρ2. Ganun lang kasimple. Di ba? Ang nagpa-komplika lang sa kanya is bagong formula. Pero pagbago ba mahirap? Hindi. Not necessarily so. Mahirap siya kung hindi mo babasahin or papanoorin tong lecture na to. Hindi mo tatry sagutan itong practice problems. Mahirap talaga to. Lahat ng hindi familiar ay mahirap. Pero with the given lecture, with the given materials, why not? Bakit magiging mahirap? Kayang-kaya to. Kayang gawing madali. And that's it. Aside from that pala, meron pang problem 7, may dinagdag pala ako, which pinapakalculate lang directly. Meron ka ng velocity. So, kung walang given na temperature, edi standard. Yun lang naman yun. So, for references natin, must read material. Okay, i-reiterate ko na, chapter 13, hindi chapter 11. So, chapter 13, basahin nyo to. High Speed Flight by Principles of Flight. Pero kung walang time, wala namang problema. This is just magagamit nyo for board exam. Tapos eto, for aerodynamics, read chapters 1 to 9. Prerequisites to. Chapter 1 to 9, aerody 1 and 2. Na yan. Ginagamit din to sa design 1. So, para may, sa mga nagtatanong kung paano aaralin, ito yung pinakamabilis. Kung wala kayong background sa aerody 1 and 2, medyo mababa yung background, you can use this. Tapos, pagdating naman sa, well, this is for the second semester, design 2, saka structures 1 and 2, pwede to. Magagamit nyo pala to ngayon kasi structures 1. Yung chapters 10 to 16 naman. That's it. Napalitan lang yung references dito. I've used, ang ginamit ko na dito is iba na. So, Engineering Supersonic Aerodynamics by Bonnie. Principles of Flight by C. Oxford and by Williams. So, yan lang for ating normal shockwave. That's it. So, end ko na yung recording for this one. I will record the pangalawa, which is oblique shockwave and expansion fans. So, thank you.